Shalom Israel, Brother Malak back with the biblical lesson. This lesson is entitled The Kingdom, because that's what we look forward to, the kingdom. The kingdom is going to be a righteous rulership, a righteous way of living. No more breaking the covenant, the laws, the statutes, commandments. We will be serving Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, in which this is how the world was supposed to be made. We were supposed to serve the Creator in righteousness, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, and showing the nations, the Gentiles, the heathens how to live. And that's what's coming again, full circle. It says, but with Isaiah 11, verse 4, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the bread of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb. So this is how we know this is future prophecy, because right now ain't no wolf laying with a lamb. They're at war with one another. One is the prey, one is the predator. So this is future prophecy, kingdom prophecies and secrets and mysteries. It says the wolf also should dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, the goat, and the calf, and the young lion, and the fatling together. And a little child shall lead them, and the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. So this kingdom that's coming is going to be a kingdom of peace. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the asp, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. Then shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain. For the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh, the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. And in the day there shall be a root of Jesse. And that root of Jesse is that remnant of Israel, the 12 tribes, the elect, the 1/3, which shall stand for a sign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. So this is kind of like the scripture where it says that the heathen nations will hold on to the skirt of a Jew and say that we will follow you and follow your ways, for we heard that your God is basically amazing, roughly paraphrased. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. Who is Yahweh's people according to the Bible? Well, his people is and are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's just what it is. That's Amos 3:2, Psalms 147, 26 to 27, I think, or Psalms 149, 26 to 27. Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 9. He only deals with the nation of Israel. Who is the nation of Israel? The nation of Israel is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians that are scattered through the four corners of the earth. You are the biblical, historical people. And the thing is, most people don't know this. They don't know this, nor do they want to comprehend this. And that will be their downfall. Isaiah 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And that goes even to now, because we're still scattered to this day from America, from London, from Britain, from the islands, from everywhere. It says, and he shall set up a sign for the nations, the heathen nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah. Who is Judah? Judah is the so-called black man, the so-called Negro man. Woolly hair, full nose, full lips, bronze skin. That's usually the look of Judah. And really, 3 tribes make up Judah. You know, you have the so-called Jamaicans, so-called Haitians, and your blacks, your Negroes, you know, which is the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Judah. They are the southern kingdom of Israel. From the, you know, it's reading again, it says, and he shall set up in a sign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the 4 corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart. Who is Ephraim? Ephraim is the northern kingdom. Latinos, you know, your Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Native Indians. Ephraim. The other 10, you know, the other 10 tribes, the other tribes. Because there's 12 tribes total, really 13, but no one knows where the tribe of Dan is. It says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah. So Judah has enemies, and it's obvious. It's the same ones that took crafty counsel. Psalms 83, 1-6. It's the same ones that's pumping poison all in your food and your water. When you go inside the hoods and ghettos and boroughs of Judah and Ephraim, you see these gas stations filled with poison, snacks and chips and pops. You see these Coney Islands with this processed food, poison. You see the crafty counsel. See these liquor stores and gas stations abroad. You know, these things are not healthy at all. You know, who would do something to a people like, you know, to a people? Who would set up these things amongst a people like that? They have to be your adversaries or your enemies. So the Bible never lies. It has been here for ages. It has been here for ages, man. It says, and he shall set up a sign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the 4 corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim, the northern kingdom, shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. You know, Psalms 83 tells you who's the enemies of Judah, and more so of both kingdoms, Judah and Ephraim. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand, here it is, upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. So here we see those are a couple nations that vexes the 12 tribes. They are the adversaries that the Bible speaks of. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But see, the coming of the kingdom, man, that's the coming of the kingdom where all nations will be in subjection, in order, a righteous order, a righteous subjection to follow. We all are going to be in a righteous order and righteous subjection to follow Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and his commandments, laws, statutes, you know. And Judah and Ephraim, the 12 tribes, we will no longer have to sin again, because we're going to be in a immortal body, a God-like body, immortality, according to Hebrews 8:8, Jeremiah 31:31, Ezekiel 35:26, because we're going to have the commandments in our inward parts. So the kingdom is going to be beautiful. It's going to be an amazing kingdom, the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven will be established on earth in Judah. I mean, not so much Judah, but yeah, I mean in Judah, because Judah is one of the tribes, head tribe, but it will be established in Zion, Jerusalem, Israel. We're going back home to Zion. That's where we come from, the east. The east. Most of our people don't get that. Let's go to another precept. Let's go to Hebrews 4. Hebrews chapter 4. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest. Yes, the promise was given unto Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 tribes, and his descendants scattered abroad. You know, they told you were just black. They told you were Negroes. They told you were Puerto Ricans. They told you were Spics, savages, and this and that, Dominicans and that. But you are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's who you righteously are. And that's who we have always been from the very beginning. Hebrews 4 again, it says, let us therefore fear. Fear who? Yahweh, the great one, the mighty one. Lest a promise being left of us enter into his rest. Any of you should seem to come short of it, right? If you don't fear Yahweh, then you're going to come short of that promise. You're not going to make it in those gates, as we like to say, them pearly gates, the rest, the kingdom of heaven. Only those that obey. And how do you obey Yahweh? By, teaching. First, you got to learn the word, the doctrine. Then you got to study the word and the doctrine. And then you got to live it. And then you got to have the fruits of the Spirit. And then you have to, apply it. Have faith in Hamashiach Yahushai. What is the spirit of prophecy? It is the testimony of Yahushai Mashiach. And then you have to keep the commandments to the best of your ability. You shouldn't have to envy, covet, kill, murder, commit adultery, fornicate, lie, steal, these things. And other things. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left of us entering to his rest. Any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So everybody is not going to get it. Everybody is not going to get it. Only the election, according to Romans 11:7-8, Matthew 24:22, Matthew 24:31, the election, the elect. Because we can sit on those highways and hedges and sit on those watchtowers all day long and scream and shout and this and that, and people will not get it. For unto us was the gospel preached, the election, Ephesians 1, Ephesians 2, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into a rest, the kingdom. As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spoke in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. That's, the Sabbath. And it's so hard to, kind of decipher when that is, because the calendars is times, calendars, and Esau has arranged and changed everything. Is it Saturday Sabbath? Is it the lunar Sabbath? Is it, you know? And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest, seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached enter not in because of unbelief. Again, he limit a certain day, saying, and David, today after so long a time, as it is said, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your mind, your hearts, for if Yahushua, Jesus, had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day. There remained therefore a rest to the people of God. And that's just what it is. The people of God deserves a rest. We have built, slaved, endured, sweat, bled, cried, stressed, depressed, all over this place, specifically Babylon and all the other captivities. So we deserve a rest. Jacob and his children, his offspring, deserve that rest as it is written. There remained therefore a rest to the people of God. And who are the people of God? It is the 12 tribes. It says, for he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as God did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest. Let any man fall after the same example of unbelief. Right, as James say, I'll show you my faith by my works. So that's what we do. We do the works, preaching, teaching the gospel, preaching, living it out. Trying to be that servant. And he that have no, you don't show you my works by my faith. And how can a person say they have faith and no works? So everything goes hand in hand. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. For the word of God is quick and powerful, and sharper than a two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, which is, the minds of men. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Seeing then that we have great high priest, Hamashiach, Yahushua, that is passed into the heavens, Jesus, as it is written here, the Son of God, let us hold fast our profession. And what is our profession? What is our real profession? The real profession is doing the work, the ministry work. Reading, studying, showing yourself approved. Having faith, doing the works. The spirit of the testimony of the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. The fruits of the spirit. Trying to keep these commandments to the best of your ability. Enduring trials and tribulations and afflictions. Stand faithful. That's our profession. That's the real job. Because when all these things finally takes its course and Yahweh brings in his final countdown, so to speak, and those skies crack and those trumpets blow, and as is written in 2nd Esdras 13, as Yahweh comes upon that great chariot and the chariots and the angels and so on and so forth, your worldly achievements won't matter. Your worldly achievements won't matter. It's going to be about what were you doing for the kingdom and the gospel and the ministry. And was you waking up the 12 tribes? And was you waking up, not even so much just the 12 tribes, even though this is for the 12 tribes, but even to the heathen nations? Was you, waking them up? Was you telling them, showing them the truth? Was you proclaiming and confessing and professing the name of Yahweh amongst the heathen, the Gentiles, as Tobit says? For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities. Right? He went through everything. He went through hell. The one you call Jesus Christ went through hell. You know, they crucified him. Judas lied on him, deceived him. You know, the apostles slept on him when he needed them most. You know, they was trying to, kill him. They was afflicting him. You know, they did. They crucified him. And he didn't do nothing but do the work of his Father. That was it. That's all he did. So we pick up that same lot, and we follow Hamashiach Yahushua. But the kingdom, a great kingdom is approaching, is here, is near, it's very near. You know, it's very near, and it's going to be beautiful for the children of Israel. The children of Israel. With that, I want to say, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. The kingdom draws near.